I hope I just wasn't. Are we live now? Am I oddly looking down and away from the camera?
Timing's perfect. We're live, I think, right now.
Very good. Well, welcome everybody. I want to thank you all for being with us, and it's great to finally have our students here on campus. Not everybody's quite here yet. A handful of folks I know are going to start the semester in situ, and I understand that, but I am so grateful you all are here. For those who don't know or remember, I'm Christian Brady. I'm the Dean of the Lewis Honors College. I'm your Dean, and I'm so excited you guys could be here with us. Tonight, we're, as with everything, we're doing things a little differently than we might otherwise with orientation. But the focus tonight for you, our first year students, is all about living the Lewis life, all the different co-curricular opportunities that are available to you. You've probably heard me say already before, how things are going to be different. I'm not going to talk about some of the things that we've done for you, although you can put questions in the comment section for YouTube. Megan, who's our director of communication, will be sending them back to me. But tonight, I just wanted to kind of give you a few words of welcome and then introduce first some staff from the University of Kentucky in different positions, and then our student leaders, and talk about the different student organizations and ways that you can get involved. Let me begin by just sharing with you, this is a different time. It's a weird time in many ways. It's always a time of transition. Usually at this point, I'm giving you a long monologue talking about my freshman year in college and the similarities to what you might experience and so forth. And yeah, no, there was no plague my first year in college, or second or fifth year in college, in fact, and I did have a fifth year in college. So it's a different time for you. But interestingly enough, I was reading a comic book, because I read comics. I like comics. This was the Usagi Yojimbo Saga, Volume 5 by Stan Sakai. It's a great set of stories set in a sort of feudal Japan. But there was a parable opening up this volume that was perfect. So our hero, Usagi, is a young, I want to say Padawan. He's a young student of a sensei to becoming a samurai as the volume opens. And he's just fed up with how hard it is. Life is just so challenging and difficult. And his sensei says, go boil 3 pots of water. Usagi gets the 3 pots of water boiling, and they're boiling away here. And then his master says, now put a turnip in one, put an egg in another, and put these dried leaves in the third. And so he does that. And after they're done, his sensei says, good, now take out the turnip. And it pulls the turnip out, and it's this soggy, sodden mass, and it's just floppy all over the place. And the boiling hot water represents the hardships and challenges of life, and that boiling hot water turned the stiff, firm turnip just into mash. And then he pulled out the egg. And the egg, which once had fluid inside its shell, that egg has now become hard. The shell's become brittle, but the inside, the interior, has become hardened. The adversity has changed both of them fundamentally, the turnip and the egg. But the leaves change the boiling water into tea. And so the sensei asks his student, in the face of adversity, which of these 3 are you? Are you the turnip, at first strong and rigid, but soon becoming soft and weak? Or perhaps you're fragile like the egg, but after lying in the boiling water, its heart became hardened and its spirit stiff? Or are you the leaves, which did not suffer for the worse, but instead changed the very circumstances that would have brought pain? As the water became hotter, the leaves released their fragrance and flavor, altering the situation around them. I thought it was a nice parable. The turnip, the egg, or the tea. The truth is, the hot water is here. The circumstances are what they are in our lives, and all of us come with different circumstances in life. Some have just an amazing home life, and they're really sad to be leaving that, to be missing it. Some of you have had really challenging and difficult times at home. And so maybe this is a new start, but all of us come with these different challenges, and we don't necessarily choose, in fact, we hardly ever choose the hardship and the difficulty and the grief that comes upon us. But we do, unlike the turn up the egg or the tea, we get the chance to choose how we're going to respond. So that's what this is about. This is about experiencing life around us, all the challenges, all the hardships, including a COVID crisis, potentially even not having football in the SEC. Could you imagine that? But then how do we choose to respond? Our mission, as you know, is to benefit and better the Commonwealth of Kentucky and the world by helping you explore your purpose, develop intellectually, and lead with integrity. Well, this year more than ever, you get to do all of that and dive right in. And these are the people tonight I'm going to introduce you to who are going to help you to fulfill that and live into that. So welcome to the Lewis Honors College. Welcome to living the Lewis life. Now, tonight I want to introduce you to some wonderful individuals. I'm going to begin by introducing you to Dr. Kandwani Pwanda. He is our Director of College Life. Dr. K, if you would just say a few words about yourself, and then I'm going to go ahead and introduce some of our other colleagues from around the university.
Hi, everyone. It's good to meet you. Finally, I saw some of you in the lounge with your peer mentors. It's an exciting time. Saw some of you in the cafeteria and around the tent. It's just real. You're here, and that's the most exciting thing. We're looking forward to having you participate in our programs, and we'll talk about that later. About me, I'm from a small country in Southern Africa, Malawi, population about 15 million. I was born in a family of 10 and spent a chunk of my last 15 years living in a residential setting with students in the first year program. And I have been in the US for a while. I went to the University of Arkansas, did my graduate degrees there. And then 2 years ago, got really lucky to get to the University of Kentucky, working with unbelievable peer mentors and staff members. And Dean Brady, if you don't mind, I'd like to give a shout out to our peer mentors.
Absolutely. We'll come back to them after we talk to the staff, but they've done a great job.
I just want to thank the peer mentors. They have done a fantastic job behind the scenes. Most of the times people think that peer mentors, they program. And actually that's far from the truth. They do a lot more than that. And I want everyone to know that since June, these student leaders have been reaching out to our students in different parts of the country, different parts of Kentucky, just answering questions about UK and the Lewis Honors College. And I couldn't be more proud of our students. They have done a tremendous job. And since the arrival of students on campus, they have continued doing that, giving tours, tirelessly, giving tours of 2 to 3 people, making sure that they're keeping the distance. It's unbelievable. And a lot of them have created programs that they're going to do with their students. So I just wanted to thank the peer mentors for the job they do. A lot of us don't see. Thank you, Dean Brady.
Absolutely. Well, Kandwani, we'll come back to you and the peer mentors. In fact, we'll come back as well to one of our faculty members and other leaders, but I want to introduce her now before sort of stepping outside the college, as it were. Dr. Tara Tuttle is a senior lecturer and also our Assistant Dean of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Dr. Tuttle.
Hello, nice to meet all of you. As Dean Brady said, I'm the Assistant Dean for Diversity and Inclusion, and that means I'm charged with creating a culture of belonging for Lewis Honors College. We have students from a wide range of backgrounds that means both race and ethnicity, as well as religion and geographic origin and ability and sexual orientation and many other aspects of identity. And so we work to assure that everyone knows that they belong to the Lewis community and that our community increases its cultural agility. So we do a lot of programs, trainings, films, and we also have a student group that you're welcome to get involved in, the Lewis Student Diversity and Inclusion Coalition.
Great, thank you very much. All right, let's turn to our staff. These are folks around the university who both offer valuable services to help you out, but also many of whom have opportunities for you to get engaged with them and to work with them. I'm going to start, if that's all right, with financial aid. We have Jessica McLeod, and I think Cole Granis is also with us. So Jessica and Cole, if you would just introduce yourselves and maybe let folks know about the resources you can provide for them.
Yeah, thank you all for having us. We love to be involved in presentations, meetings like this, where we get to meet with some of our new students. My name's Cole Granis. I'm an assistant director in the Student Financial Aid Office. We handle financial aid ranging from federal programs like the Pell Grant, the Direct Student Loan Program, as well as scholarships through the university, as well as state funded scholarships like the Keys Scholarship and the CAP Grant. So if you have any questions, a lot of our questions that we seem to get tend to relate to scholarships. We do have a lot of information about contact information where you can check on your scholarships if you have those. In addition to that, any external scholarships that you might have, we can give you kind of a breakdown of how that works, where you can turn those in, and what the best way to get in touch with our office is. But Jessica is one of our financial aid counselors, and I'll let her tell you a little bit more about the front end side of financial aid.
Thank you, Cole. Yes, I'm a financial aid counselor for A's and B's. We go by last name. Our office is at 127 Funkhauser. Most of you all should be familiar with Funkhauser. We are currently not doing face-to-face, but you can always email your counselor, and you can find their email information on your MyUK portal right there on the main screen. And if you can always call me. My phone is 859-257-1267, and I can help you with any questions you might have or direct you to your counselor so they can assist you. We would help you with any federal aid. So that would be Pell Grants, CAP Grants, SEOG grants, and Stafford loans and PLUS loans. So that's what our office does. Cole already mentioned academic scholarships is a different office. If you do have billing questions, you can call Student Account Services. They handle all billing, they handle all refunds, just so you know who to call when you have a question. But you can always call our office and we'll direct you to where you need to go. Again, it's 127 Funkhauser, and that's where we're located.
Great, thank you both. I appreciate that. And students, you may have many questions. If you have any questions tonight while we're live here on YouTube, please put the questions in the chat and that'll be passed along to us and we can discuss them here. But as they said, reach out to them. Our folks, University of Kentucky folks are very welcoming, always want to help. There are a lot of people here, if at any time, students, you have any questions and you're not sure where to start, just start with Dr. K or start with me or start with Dr. Tuttle, and we'll make sure it gets to the right folks. Next, I want to go to our librarian. We have our own librarian for the Honors College, Stacy Greenwell.
Hi, everyone. I am so excited to meet you tonight, and we'll meet you in person at some point in the future. I have 3 degrees from UK. I've worked here a long time. I love UK. And so I think you made an awesome choice. And again, can't wait to work with you. But yes, as Dean Brady said, one of my hats is being your personal librarian. I am the librarian for the Lewis Honors College. Consider me your point person for all things library. If you aren't sure what to do, how to check out a book, especially with our procedures changing, you aren't sure how to get started on a research project, another great thing that I can do too is introduce you to your disciplinary librarian. Obviously, you know, if you're a chemistry major, I'm probably not your best person to help you with those advanced chemistry databases or our engineering patents databases or history or whatever the case might be. But I can connect you to your librarian in that area. I can connect you to librarians that are also in other disciplines where you might be taking classes. I can help you navigate the amazing resources that we have. I cannot emphasize enough what a wonderful library system we have. We have, you know, all the standard books and databases and things probably far beyond what you've seen in high school or your public library, or even a local community university library maybe that you worked with. We have one of the greatest special collections in the country. That includes rare books and manuscripts and documents and all sorts of nifty things that you can use for your research, especially as you get down the road, way down the road towards your thesis. So I just wanted to introduce myself tonight, Stacy Greenwell. I'm your librarian. If you aren't sure about anything library, feel free to ask me.
Thank you, Stacy. And I think you've got a module that everybody will be seeing in their 101, their Honors 101 class, whether it's in the fall or the spring. So thank you very much. Great. You know, we've got a lot of folks here in our group and our panel. I'm just going to go down my list here. A lot of this is related to, of course, wanting you all to get the most out of your experience. And of course, where you live is one of the most important aspects of that experience. So we've got, I believe, two folks. We have Justin and Libby, both from Residence Life, correct? Now I'm looking for you on my screen. There we go. Libby, would you like to go first?
Sure. So my name is Libby Hogan. I am one of the assistant directors in the Office of Residence Life. And about half of my job is student conduct and conflict. And the other 50% is supervising and supporting the staff in Donovan, Johnson, and Hagen. So if you've moved in the last few days, you may have seen me hanging out in the lobby or chatting with the staff in a socially distant masked way, of course. But I'm looking forward to getting to participate in some programming that we've got planned for you. In addition to engaging in your community with your resident advisor and your peer mentor and attending programs that we have planned for you, I'm really excited to encourage you to join your hall's hall council and really get involved in your community and the building and start to make friends, plan events, and build community where you live.
Excellent. Thank you. Justin?
And I'm so glad you let her go first, because then I can just be like ditto for what she's working with. But I'm Justin Blevins, the Associate Director for Residential Education. And I work with the LLPs in general. So a lot of you who were applying in over the summer, if there were housing-based questions or selection questions, you may have interacted with me or a member of my team as you're going through the application process. And I got to spend a special day with the LLP mentors last week for training. So appreciate the work that you all are doing as well. But yeah, that's what we're here for, is to try to make the experience in the residence halls great. So our staff is going to be there to help you, whether it's just needing a work order with a light bulb change or doing some fun programs there, or you just need to find something on campus or have a talk with someone. So we're going to be a resource there for you as well. So thanks for the opportunity.
Great, thank you both. And of course, students, you all are honor students, are living all across campus and some off campus. And that's just fine. You're a part of these living learning, these LLPs, living learning programs around. So these are wonderful folks. Some of you might, as you get through this first year, decide you might want to be a resident advisor, or be more involved, maybe get your housing that way, things like that. These are incredible professionals to work with. I think I'm going to go to Amy Keith next. I think, Amy, is that all right? And student, while you're coming off mute, we've got a couple questions going in the Q&A in the Zoom, because we have a handful of you here. That's fantastic. Megan, maybe you could just use our Q&A to post the questions that come from YouTube. And what we'll do is, after we introduce all the staff, we'll go back over some of those staff questions, and then we'll shift to our student leaders, okay? Amy, please.
All right. Hey guys, my name is Amy Keith, and I am here with the Office of Student Organizations and Activities. We are located in the Gatton Student Center on the second floor in the Center for Student Involvement. I am a peer involvement advisor, which means that I'm a student just like you. I'm going into my senior year, and I'm actually part of the Lewis Honors College, so we love being in Lewis. But here to talk with you guys and offer you resources as an involvement advisor. So as an involvement advisor, I talk with students and I help out around campus just to help students find their fit at the University of Kentucky. So if you have any questions about how to get involved with different organizations or programs, research, internships, you name it, we are the place to go. So you can schedule an appointment online at BB Involved, and that is on the forms tab, and you can schedule an involvement advising appointment. We highly recommend that you do that, just to kind of talk through your passions and interests with a fellow student that can guide you to the right resources. So thank you so much for having me today.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Well, in staying well, there's a wide variety of wellness aspects. There's your physical health as well as mental and emotional. Ashley, and I think, do we have Supriya as well for wellness? Ashley, why don't I start with you?
Thank you. Thank you all for letting us be here today. I'm excited that Supriya is with me as a student wellness ambassador too. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the opportunities among student wellness. I am within the Campus Recreation and Wellness Department. We have 2 locations, one at Alumni Gym, as well as one in Johnson Center, where there's a lot of opportunities for physical fitness, club sports, intramurals, and more. Within the Wellness Department, we have wellness coaching, which is free opportunity for students to take advantage of. This is offered in person as well as virtually for those interested. We also help organize the KORU mindfulness and meditation classes, which you have your own KORU instructor, actually 2 KORU instructors within Lewis Honors College, Sally Foster and Nathan Wilson. So they'll be offering a lot of opportunities, but we do also have some virtual and in-person across campus if those times and dates work better with your schedule. Our student wellness ambassadors, and I'll let Supriya talk more about that when I conclude here, will be seen around campus a lot this fall at the various wellness stations, where we're going to be helping connect students to the Big 4 campaign, all the things we're asking you to do to help keep us healthy and safe as we restart campus this fall. So this is a chance to ask questions, to get free stuff, as well as to get connected to the various campus resources across campus. And speaking of campus resources, there are a lot to offer, and we have a lot of things going on. So I'm going to quickly just share my screen, talk to you a little bit about Well Kentucky. Oh, goodness. There we go. So Well Kentucky is our one-stop wellness site where you can find all things wellness. It's wellkentucky spelled out .uky.edu. And on here, we've made it simple and easy for you to find all of the well-being resources in mental and emotional well-being, preventative services, recreational services, and personal well-being. Quick links to all of those departments and more, academic supports, financial wellness, identity and inclusion, career exploration and development, relational well-being, and well-being in the environment. So we've worked hard to collect all of the resources to make it easy for you to get access to those in one place without searching all across the UK website. We also connected with the BB Involved calendar out of student orgs and activities, where you can search the Well Kentucky events, where all of our campus partners that I previously mentioned above come together to promote events on one place, so you can easily find how to get connected with wellness at UK. And any big announcements, any big programs we have, which one I did forget to mention was our Sleep Well app, absolutely free to students. You can download the app as well as utilize that to help increase your sleep and awareness around healthy sleep behavior. So I'm going to stop share and turn it over to Supriya.
Hi, I'm Supriya. I've been a student wellness ambassador for a year now, and last year it was all about like personal outreach and trying to like make campus wellness like a real priority, like physical and mental wellness. I actually just joined the Lewis Honors College this year, so I guess I'm in a similar boat in that way. I want to say that we really appreciate and we really look for, like I said, spreading wellness. I actually had the Well Kentucky website on my computer so I could screen share it because we did not coordinate this. I will say that I actually used a lot of the resources that we offer on campus, like the sleep app, which is actually supposed to be like $99 for a year, but we get it for free because we partnered with them. It's called the Sleep Well app if you want to go there. Also the KORU mindfulness, I took that course and it really did help me, especially during this really tough time. I really advocate for that. And I think the Well Kentucky website is a great place to look at all of your resources that we made. Okay, if you have any questions, definitely just ask. Okay.
Thank you, Supriya. Yeah, folks, it really is. We have a tendency to think about college as, okay, you're there to get an education, do your classwork and so forth. And obviously that's important. You're paying tuition, but you're only going to excel in the classroom if you're doing well and living well outside the classroom. And this is a mind-body experience. It is the whole thing. Some folks feel that's a little new agey or something. It's not. It's just the truth. Eating well, sleeping well, that's a big thing. I remember, especially when our kids were tiny. I know there are a couple of young parents of young children here. All of that has a huge impact. And in fact, now I want to turn to, I've got a wide screen, that's why I look off to the side. Alyssa Fry, whose husband is also a member of the Lewis Honors College, one of our advisors. They've got a beautiful little one, who I hope is sleeping better now. But Alyssa, why don't you tell us a little bit about the counseling center and drop-ins and things?
Sure. Thanks, Dean Brady. And he is asleep, thankfully. So like he said, my name's Alyssa Fry. I'm a licensed psychologist at the UK Counseling Center. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of some of our services. So at the Counseling Center, we offer free and confidential services to all students. There's no cost for services. It's totally confidential. And we're also not tied to any other system. So we don't take any insurance. It's not on your academic record. It's completely confidential. We're offering a lot of different services, and we're continuing to do so even in this time of not being face-to-face. So we do have teletherapy available, and we have it available for individual therapy, group therapy, couples therapy, and also crisis. And so we have crisis consultation available 24/7. We are open generally Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. But if you need to talk to a clinician outside of those hours, on holidays, weekends, it doesn't matter. You can always talk to somebody by calling our main number. We also have a few other resources that we always talk about. And so we have an app that we promote called Stress Busters. And so it has a lot of great content on there about mental health, different meditations, breathing pacers, lots of different things to help you figure out other self-help things to get you through that. We also have screeners on our website so you can log in and take certain screeners if you're kind of wondering, am I having some symptoms of depression or anxiety or maybe eating concerns? That's a good place to start. And another thing that we offer is called Let's Talk. So normally we're out and about on campus, but as previously mentioned, we're not doing a whole lot of face-to-face. So we are offering Let's Talk virtually every single day of the week, so Monday through Friday. And so Let's Talk is a place for if you're maybe unsure about counseling, you're not quite sure if you need to go to counseling, but maybe you just want a clinician's perspective, or for whatever reason, maybe you just don't even know where to go to next, and you want to talk it out with a clinician, we're always available. And so those different times and the links for the Zoom will be listed on our website. And also just so you know how to schedule an appointment, so you can always call our main number. I will list our number in the chat or in the Q&A. So you can call and talk to somebody. Like I said, we're open 8 to 4:30. We do have some extended hours. So if you needed to talk to somebody afterwards or have an appointment after that, Monday through Thursday, we're open a little bit later. But we're also doing online scheduling. So you can head to our website, and if you needed to schedule a brand new appointment or an appointment for our massage chairs, you can do that through our website. So that's a quick overview of our services, but I also just wanted to mention that we also have a program called Mental Health Peer Advocates. And so these are students who are very passionate and interested in mental health, and they want to get the word across campus or talk to their peers. They often help with different outreach programs and events, help out with social media, that sort of thing. So if you are interested in talking with a mental health peer advocate, we have 16 of them for this coming year, or maybe you're interested in doing that in your future, definitely check us out. All of our information is on our website, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Great. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you very much. So I think, did I leave, other than Dr. Tuttle and Dr. Ponda, anybody else? Did I leave anybody else on my big screen of faces? I think those are the resources. So we did have a couple of questions. Stacy, one question was, can we borrow ebooks?
Yes, we have a very large collection of ebooks, and it's quite easy to do from the library website. You simply go to the catalog, type in what you're looking for. You can limit to ebook, and it's fairly seamless to just get the book on your laptop. Certainly, if you have any questions, you can follow up with me or use the Ask Us service that's on the top page of our web, on the top of all of our websites.
Great, thank you. And thank you to Taylor, one of our lead peer mentors, who's putting all this contact information in the YouTube chat as well. There were folks were asking for Jessica and Cole, the contact for financial aid, so that's up there as well. Well, I don't see any other questions. So at this stage, what I'd like to do is just thank again the staff folks for being with us. Thank you for all the great work that you do. And students, just be aware these folks are out there. And in many of these cases, in addition to the resources they're offering you, if you are interested in the sorts of things that they do, there's often opportunities for internships. There may be paid positions like being a resident advisor. So I encourage you, these are some of the greatest people in the world. If nothing else, just virtually buy them a cup of tea and chat with them a little bit to find out more about their lives and what they do in their world. So thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Well, now I'm going to turn to our student leaders. And let's see who I've got. Philip, I know, and as a lead mentor. Taylor, where's Taylor? Taylor's there. Are you our two? There's Taylor with YMAA. I'm looking at our lead peer mentors at the moment, Tara Hensley. So that's okay. Thank you, Taylor. The other Taylor Hensley. So Philip and Taylor Davis, you are lead peer mentors. Philip, you know I like to play trivia games when we do this, and I actually, it was too complicated. But I have a great trivia I came across actually today.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Philip. How much of the moon can we see?
Ooh, at one time?
Over a part of we're not talking about the shading of the waxing and the waning of the month, but over the course of a month.
I would guess 2/3.
2/3, very good. Why would you say that?
Well, I hear about the dark side of the moon and that we never see that side, but I can't imagine we only see half of it. So I guessed somewhere in the middle.
That's good. I learned about something today. I learned about libration. It's spelled like vibration with an L in front. And basically the moon wobbles. So we get to see about 59% of the moon.
Okay.
So there's trivia for you. I just needed somebody to share that with, Philip, and I thought you would be willing to be my guinea pig there. Philip and Taylor Davis, why don't you tell us about Peer Mentors, what you guys do and the resources you provide?
Yeah, so I'll just give a brief overview. We have about 40 peer mentors in the Honors College. Some of us are new peer mentors and some of us have done this for a while. This will be my 3rd year as a peer mentor with Lewis. And we are here as a unit to provide a resource closer to home, I guess you could say. We're all students. A lot of us live with you guys on campus. We're all in Lewis, we're all in the Honors College, and we know about the struggles of the life of a student in college and are able to provide links to resources like all these great people who have introduced themselves. And also we're here to, answer informal questions you guys have about college, UK, growing up, transitioning to, adulthood. We're here for you guys as, fellow students, and we want to support you.
Excellent. Taylor, anything to add?
Yeah, and to add off that, I feel like as honors peer mentors, we're kind of like your perk to be in the honors college. Like we're another level of like involvement and experience that you guys can go to and like a very personal level. Maybe a little different than RAs because RA is more of like an authority figure and we're more of like just a friend, just there to like help you if you have any questions or are curious. And so definitely don't let it be an underutilized resource. We are here and we want to help you, and just to know like that we have helped you, it like makes us feel good. So yeah.
Great, thank you, Taylor. And again, that's an opportunity. We've got Kondwani, I think we have just under 40 peer mentors, and it's a paid position. So if you all are interested in that, I've got the YouTube open, so I'm seeing a couple of other questions here. Regan is asking, about career paths, not quite sure what career path wants to take, that's where our Center for Personal Development comes in. Those folks can really help you tremendously with all the resources you need, but also putting you in touch with the rest of the university. And things like the Math Scholar and the study will be on offer again this year as well. So, so those are great. And then Reagan, not to be confused with Regan, is asking about things that the Apollo Club will be talking about in a minute. But since I already called out Taylor Hensley, Taylor, why don't you tell us about YMAA? Oh, come off mute.
Thank you, Dean Brady. Yeah, so YMAA stands for Youth Movement Against Alzheimer's. We're a very, very new student organization within Lewis and also within campus as a whole. It's about 2 semesters old, and so basically my purpose here today is to recruit members. I know coming to college, finding community is so important, and it was for me as it is for all of you, but this has been one of the places that I've been able to call home pretty recently here. So basically the purpose of our organization is to pair with the Lexington Association for Alzheimer's. And so we volunteer with them. It's excellent leadership as well as volunteer opportunities for anyone of any major, but especially that for those who may be pre-health and looking for ways to volunteer. I know this semester might be a little hard, but we do things virtually. We have virtual welcome centers where we're able to interact with those who suffer from the disease as well as those who do research on the disease. So that's been a really amazing opportunity for myself and as well as everyone else involved. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will leave an email in the chat right now, my personal as well as the organizational email. And if you're interested at all, please feel free to reach out. And that's pretty much all I have. Thank you, Dean Brady, for giving me the introduction. And thank you, Dr. K, for inviting me to this chat today.
Thank you, Taylor. And you bring up a really good point, which is that while there are hundreds of student organizations at UK, and we have many here within the Honors College, we're just a few of you here tonight, the opportunities are here at the university to start up new organizations. If they're not already present, then we and the university folks, I'm looking around on my screen again, but I've lost track of her. Who's from student programming? Maybe she's logged off. But over in the student center, tons of opportunities to get involved or start your own. So that's the point there. And we did have some questions. So Reagan was asking about things like early acceptance and being a bio major, pre-med, and things of that concern. And Madison Tackett, I think, right? Yeah, Madison, you wanted to talk about the Apollo Society, please.
Yeah, of course. So we are a pre-health organization in Lewis. So you can be pre-med, pre-dental, anything at all, nursing, anything that you want. And we're just here to give you all information. We'll go on tours of different graduate schools. And I think maybe my internet is not doing very good, but
you're just fine. Keep on keeping
on. Okay, so we're doing tours and things, and this semester we are doing virtual meetings online, but hopefully we'll be back in the spring. If you are interested, I don't want to give too much away because we do have a Zoom on the 27th, I believe, of August. So that's where we're really going to give you all of the information for the meetings and things. But I can get Taylor Davis, please, to put my email in the YouTube live chat if you guys are interested, and you can just email me. And I'd be really excited to have you.
Great, Madison, thank you. And we do have an early assurance program with the University of Kentucky College of Medicine, and we have advisors in the college. It's paired between our academic advisors and our Center for Personal Development counselors who will help on that side of things, but the student group is fantastic, and it's broader than just medicine, as Madison was saying. So be sure to tune into their Zoom for that. Is Adriana still on the call? I've got so many folks in front of me.
Yes, I'm still here.
Hey, great. Adriana, you want to tell us a little bit about your group?
Hi, sure. Okay, I guess I'll put my video on. I look kind of rough, but You can barely see me. Okay, hi. Hi, I'm Adriana Navia. I'm a junior here. I'm in the Lewis Honors College, and my freshman year, second semester, I started an organization called Hay que hablar, which in Spanish means like, let's talk, we gotta talk. And so what it is it's a Spanish speaking conversation group for anybody interested in speaking Spanish. You don't have to be Latino or speak Spanish perfectly, just if you're studying it or you're interested in learning more. We meet twice a month, and we usually cover a broad range of topics. I like to incorporate a lot of topics having to do with Latin America, what's going on right now, so we can focus on bringing awareness towards Latin American culture through my club as well. And we are all Latino led. I myself am Cuban, and I have two of my friends, one who's Adrian Dosal, who's also in the Honors College, and he's Mexican. So yeah, we just have really good time with it. Everybody's welcome, and we're figuring out how meetings exactly are going to work this year, if we're going to do the online thing or if we're going to try and meet safely in person, possibly outside. But yeah, I can leave my email here for anybody who's interested in speaking some Spanish in their free time, and I can get you guys in our group meet. Yeah.
Wonderful, Adriana. And let me know, let Dr. K or I know if we can help facilitate a call with Spanish speakers overseas calling in, things like that. The irony of all of this Zoom stuff and not being able to be shoulder to shoulder the way that we like to be, at least for me in my professional world, is I've actually been closer with some of my overseas colleagues in Israel and Europe, because everybody's just always on Zoom anyway. And we're just like, oh yeah, let's just go ahead and Zoom and talk instead of an email. And that's been really refreshing. So I think with a number of these clubs and groups, I really want to encourage you all as we're trying to rethink it as well. So let us know, Adriana, what we can do.
For sure. I'll be reaching out for sure. Thank you.
Good. And I think, Shelby, I think I've got you next. Want to talk about the Lewis Honors College STUCO, Student Council?
Yeah, I would love to. Hey everyone, my name is Shelby McCubbin. I am a junior here in the Honors College, and the Honors College Student Council really focuses on 4 different areas. So we focus on being social, academic, service-minded, and also student advocacy. So for the academic, we started hosting our first honors symposium last fall, and I think that was a big hit. Unfortunately, we're hoping to push it off into the spring because of Corona. We're not completely sure what'll happen. We also are working on planning a formal, which keeps getting pushed off, but fingers crossed for the spring as well. We are having our first interest meeting on Monday, August 24th at 6. We'll be sending out more information, hopefully to your guys' emails soon. If you are trying to get involved, you can follow our Instagram. It is at UKYHCSC. You can also just email us. That's UKYHCSC@gmail. And feel free to reach out with any questions. We'd love to get you guys connected.
Thanks, Shelby. And the Honors College Student Council has a particular relationship in that it is a student group and student run from you all. But I, as dean, look to Shelby and her leadership, and that is the other folks leading with her, as kind of a conduit back to us. Although we're trying to stay engaged with all y'all, and I'm always happy to take any emails. But I really encourage you, Shelby and her predecessors, we're only in our 3rd full year as an honors college. You guys are all helping to shape the foundation for the Lewis Honors College going forward. So I encourage you to get involved in all of these groups, but in particular work with Shelby and her folks, and help us to really build the honors college that you need and that you want, because this is for you all. It's not about some random metrics or sales figures or something like that. This is about getting you all the honors experience that you need and that you deserve. Finally, I want to turn back to Dr. Tara Tuttle to, again, just recap her position, but also talk about, there's another student group. We're a very diverse student body. We're not as diverse as I think Dr. Tuttle and I would like us to be yet, but we certainly want to be an inclusive and affirming community that everyone feels at home and welcome, whether that's ideas, orientations, heritage, etc. But again, part of that is needing to know what the needs of the community are, and hearing and folks becoming advocates so that we can participate and engage together. So Dr. Tuttle, if you'd like to talk a little bit about what we're doing as an institution, that is the college per se, and then what some of our students are taking their own initiative to do.
Sure, Dean Brady. Well, we're doing a lot, and I'm proud of that. We have a kind of multi-pronged approach to addressing diversity and inclusion at Lewis Honors College. One way we're trying to do that is some more targeted recruiting. I was very pleased to work with Adriana earlier in the year with the group that she leads, Leading Latinas, and we did a recruiting event where we talked to some students and parents, and we're hoping to do that again in the future. We also, one of my faculty colleagues, Patrick Walker, and I talked to a group of young men from Carter G. Woodson Academy. So we're going to do some more things like that so that we can diversify our applicant pool and make sure that a wide range of students understand that an honors education is absolutely for them, for sure, regardless of background. In the Honors College, we do all kinds of programs, and you know, the faculty and staff come up with some of those, but our student group is increasingly giving me pitches, which is great because that's the way we ensure that we're doing things that the students really enjoy and the students will feel is valuable. So some of that is educational, some of that's informative, some of that is training. We've done safe zone training in the past and unconscious bias training. We've got a book club. We haven't met yet, but we're getting ready to early this academic year to talk about Ibram Kendi's How to Be Anti-Racist, and we'll make some additional choices. We bring in speakers as well. We've got the author Ross Gay, who we're going to book for the spring. In Honors 101, you'll be reading some selections of his book, but of course, we hope that everyone in Lewis becomes familiar with his work. We've got the author of the summer D&I book club pick for incoming students, The Girl in the Tangerine Scarf by Moja Koff. She's going to be speaking with us. And you know, we're going to navigate the pandemic regulations like everybody else and figure out what we can do. We have a regular series called Communities. We meet once a month. It's called Communities with a capital T-E-A-S, because normally we have a tea service, tea and cookies. And so we'll figure out if we can do that. We're going to run the first couple of those virtually. If you have been watching Governor Beshear's daily meetings, you probably know about his interpreter, Virginia Moore, who's the executive director of the Kentucky Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. So she'll be with us early in the academic year. And we've got Alelia Bundles, who wrote the book about Madam C.J. Walker, which they made into a Netflix series that you should definitely watch if you haven't, called Self-Made. She'll be with us as well. So we've got lots of things like that. And then the student group, sorry.
Well, I'm just going to say the woman who wrote the C.J. Walker book, Madam Walker, I think that's her granddaughter, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and Tara, Dr. Tuttle, hearing you go over them all just makes me realize we do have so many things planned and coming in, folks, and I really hope you'll take advantage of them. But before I babble on, Dr. Tuttle, I didn't mean to cut you off. Was there more to say?
I'm sorry, my dog decided to be noisy right at this moment.
All right.
So I was just going to tell you about the student group, but maybe now's not the time.
Remind us of the name of the student group real quick while your Wookiee or Ewok is barking. She's giving her a treat. All right. Well, there is a student.
Sorry, it's the Lewis Diversity and Inclusion Coalition.
Coalition, that's the word I'm looking for. Diversity and Inclusion Coalition. Also, you know, we've got a dozen faculty in the college. We have 5 advisors, 5 counselors, and all of these folks are doing various programming and wanting to engage with you as students. Dr. Patrick Walker is our endowed lecturer for entrepreneurship and free market economics. He's helping to bring Madam Walker's granddaughter, and I apologize, I keep forgetting her name, along with the Center for Enterprise out of the Gatton College of Business. He's starting an entrepreneurship club and group out of the Honors College. So there's all sorts of things. It really is a ton. And I'll tell you, folks, it's one of the things we talk about. Dr. Tuttle and Dr. K will tell you, we wrestle all the time We have so much information we'd like to give you, but we don't want to overwhelm you. We also don't want to necessarily be sort of the curator deciding for you what's important. So we're going to do what we can. Megan Errol is going to make sure she always does keep our website up to date. We're always working to try and get some better technology there in terms of our calendars. All of the folks who have spoken today, I know that they've got websites for their groups. The UK offices have websites. I'm looking at Stacy, the libraries. I've been leaning on their websites this summer all along, and I'm still realizing how much I don't know after almost, 30 years as a researcher, and I still don't know how to use libraries as well as I ought to. Anyway, there's just so much here. It doesn't matter though, if you don't take advantage of it. So I want to encourage you to literally and metaphorically step out of your room, especially in this time, to come out and be engaged with us. We're going to do all that we can to still be able to be in community. So for example, when we've got Alelia Bundles, the granddaughter of Madam C.J. Walker, Megan just kindly texted me her name. When we have her, she's going to be zooming in. We're going to put her on the screens in our 4 classrooms. Everybody's still got to stay apart, but at least we could all be, we can still have about 60 of us in that space, for example. So we can still try and make these community events, even while we have to be a little bit longer, farther apart. And as I said, there are certain things that are opening up for us, new opportunities. We're crossing borders. I did this summer, I did a call into Moscow. I did a 2.5-hour session with folks in Moscow, learning how to raise money for libraries and museums and schools. So it's just wonderful, the things that we can do now, but it's all about you. So let us know what is going to help you. Let us know what you're interested in, and please take advantage of the opportunities. All right, we got a couple of questions. Reagan Trailer asked if we already have the Book of Delights. Is there anything in particular that we can start reading, Dr. Tuttle?
Each instructor of 101 might be assigning different sections of it, so I don't know which instructor will be assigning which part. So there's some flexibility on that, but I can tell you the whole book is good.
The whole book is great. I've just started into it myself, but it is very good. Excellent. Well, we're so excited that you all are here. I see questions getting asked and answered on YouTube as well. Again, I want to thank you all so much. Dr. K, folks, ordinarily it's a 3-day intensive in-person orientation, and Dr. Kandwani Pwanda and our peer mentors run that. You would think that not being in person would somehow lessen the challenge, but it hasn't. And they have really stepped up. Our peer mentors throughout the summer, you guys have given up a lot of your time, and we're grateful for it. I think, Dr. K, if they haven't gotten their goodie bags already with their Lewis Honors College mask, they should contact their peer mentor, right?
Yes.
Excellent, very good. All right, Dr. K, anything else to close out our session on living the Lewis life?
Just like I started, I want to thank the peer mentors and also thank my colleagues from all over campus. For the students, as you look around, this is what UK is about, and everyone is here. When we talk about college life, this is what we're talking about. People reaching out and people overwhelming you with choices. So this is a great start to your first year in college. Yes.
Excellent. Well, folks, I will leave you with this to hopefully get you some. No, you do not have to read that entire book by Monday is a question that just came through, Dr. Tuttle. I am often asked, it's my position, and the Honors College is a curious position. It's different than many in the university. And I've been doing this now for over 13 years. And I will tell you exactly why I think it's the best job in the university. Because I not only get to work with you all, some of the most engaging and exciting students that you'll ever see from across every discipline. You know, my field, you may not know, but my field is ancient Hebrew and Jewish literature. I love my discipline, but if all I'm doing is teaching biblical and rabbinic literature, the path gets kind of worn. I get to work with students across every single field, every single discipline. And then I get to go out and I get to go tell your amazing stories to get people who have succeeded and done so many things in their life to give money, to let you do more things. And those people are incredible and the things that they do. And so Dr. Tuttle shared with you some of these amazing guests we're bringing in. We're going to be calling in Christine Elder. She is the recently just retired as U.S. Ambassador to Mozambique. We've got the head of the U.S. Director of the U.S. Supreme Court. So he manages all these amazing people. And what I love doing most of all is connecting you, our students, with those folks. And it's just amazing and fun what happens. So I'm so glad you're back here. I'm so glad we're all together. Thank you again to all my colleagues. I'll stop cheerleading. I just love it. I'm so happy to be back in the saddle with you guys. All the best and looking forward to an incredible semester together. Thank you. We're all waiting for Megan to turn us off recording. I think that went out too.